It's also perverse incentives. We spent $22 trillion in the last 60 years, but 70 cents of it goes not to the poor, but those who serve the poor. So we've created a commodity out of poor people, and a lot of black professionals are in the sector that is delivering those services.
Right. As Tom Sowell said, the anti-poverty programs definitely do eliminate poverty among the bureaucrats.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
have you done any work with Deloitte as a sub or a ghost contractor?
I don't think so. I don't.
What about PricewaterhouseCoopers?
I think I don't have this information in front of me. You're asking clients that I've had for the last 8 years that I don't have.
You wouldn't even know if you had contracts with someone like an organization like PricewaterhouseCoopers. You wouldn't be able to recall that.
We've had hundreds of task authorizations. I'm sorry, I can get back to you in writing with any question you pose with risk for subcontractors. I can get back to you. I just don't have that information in front of me.
Did you get paid on the for the bottler contract and the Dalian Cordex? Is it $350,000?
No.
Did GC Strategies get that?
I received zero payment at all for any work done with Butler.
So you never got any funding from Dalian or Cordex?
Correct.
So you just wrote a check to Bottler for $112,000 out of the goodwill of GC Strategies?
The federal government paid their prime, which was Dalian and Corradix. They, in turn, because we had a contract between the two of us, I then paid the full amount owing to Bottler straight away.
So you paid it from GC Strategies?
Correct.
And you billed out Dalian and Cordex?
No, I invoiced. No, I did. It was a 0% pass through. No money was made at all. Whatever CVSA paid Dalian, whatever Dalian paid me, I paid Bottler. And they cashed both checks.
So you got paid, and then you paid them. I'm trying to get to the bottom of this. I'm trying to understand this. You got paid from Dalian, and then you paid them.
Yes. With zero margin and zero money made.
Okay. In terms of the set aside, it's my understanding that you did this. That Bottler was doing some work, and on the set aside. Can you explain that? You know what we've heard at testimony already.
Yep. So once the presentation was approved by the president, at that point, CVSA, they will go back and they'll look at existing contracts they currently have and what would fit better in a statement of work that has been on a competitive contract that's in existence. They chose Dalian and Corradix's contract.
Okay. You said you would let it slide in an email about a payment and you would recover it later because you're certain you'll get more government contracts, and that you were basically going to take payment for this deal off of another deal. Would that be accurate?
No, that's your interpretation.
Okay, what's your interpretation of that email? That'd be good to explain that.
Yeah. You win some, you lose some. Up to that point of representing them for 12 months, I've made $0. I got the pilot. I didn't get any money off of this one. In sales, you win some. Sometimes you lose some. I was looking out to the next one, not to recover money, but my understanding was I thought we had something. And again, I continue to work with them even after I got $0 to try and get new meetings to understand that I will get money eventually on one of these contracts.
When did you first start doing contracts and business with the government of Canada?
I'm afraid that's our time. You'll have to take it up next round. Colleagues, before we continue, I have to suspend for a very brief moment because we have Mr. Anthony's finally joining us. We need to just suspend for a time check or a voice check.
Chair.
Okay, let me just do the voice check, okay?
Mr. Anthony, hello. How are you this afternoon?
The will of the committee is to have you come back at another time for 2 hours. You're excused. You can leave us right now. And we will find another date to have you back for 2 hours. We'll advise you the time.
Is there a reason that you can't stay?
You're welcome. You're welcome to stay and listen in if you want, but you will. My understanding, we will not be asking any questions or inviting any comment from you.
Yeah.
Mr. Brock, you are up for 6 minutes, please.
Thank you, Chair. Mr. Firth, there's a few things I want to remind you about before I ask you some questions. With respect to parliamentary privilege, which every member enjoys in this committee, it's a contempt of Parliament, sir, to mislead this committee by giving a false statement or false evidence, to refuse, unless related to cabinet confidence, to answer any questions, or to fail to produce documents that this committee might require someone to produce. So although you are not sworn on a holy book, this parliamentary privilege binds your conscience and binds your responses to always provide us with the truth. Do you understand that, sir? Mr. Firth, do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
And Mr. Firth, in light of all of the criminal allegations that have been levied against you and Dalian and Corodex over the last several weeks, specifically the following offenses have been in the spotlight: the offense of theft over $5,000, forgery, fraud over $5,000, impersonation, all of which, if prosecuted by indictment by a prosecutor in this country, could result upon conviction of someone serving a sentence greater than 2 years. You aware of that, sir?
Yes, I am.
And under this cloud of serious and significant criminal suspicion, have you retained legal counsel?
Yes, I have.
And has legal counsel, without me asking what legal counsel has informed you, has legal counsel impressed upon you the importance of telling the truth?
Yes, they have.
Has legal counsel instructed you not to answer certain questions?
No, they have not.
Thank you. One area that you have been presented with, sir, that gives me great discomfort as a parliamentarian is the issue regarding resumes. And quite frankly, sir, whether you call it a mistake, whether you call it a lack of intent, whether you refer to it as an embellishment, in my respectful submission, sir, that is a lie. And no one believes you. No one believes you in this room. We have national reporters in this room, and I doubt very much that they believe you, because your story is so fantastic. It's simply worthy of unbelief. You, sir, at all material times only received one version of the CV from both Rita Dutt and Mr. Amir Moravej. One CV, one resume that was not ambiguous, that was not confusing, and you took it upon yourself to manipulate both of those resumes to ensure that Bottler qualified for government funding. You did that without the express permission or consent of both Bottler's executives, and in so doing, sir, you have committed a serious criminal offense. Do you have anything to say about that, or are you going to continue on this line that I made a mistake?
Yeah. I'm going to tell the truth, and it was a genuine mistake because there are multiple versions of the resume. They may have given me one, but as a recruiter, you make different versions of resumes, and the wrong one was sent through.
Sir, who made multiple versions? You or somebody else?
I did. I started my career as a recruiter, so I'm
on earth,
just a way of,
sir. Why on earth would compel you to modify one version of the resume received by both individuals? Why did you have to modify it and create different versions without their consent or permission? Why?
Because accompanying every resume going to the federal government is a matrix, an evaluation matrix. That is a score that you get to be compliant, to be a certain category on the contract.
Lied to ensure that they qualified. You embellished.
I'm afraid
you manipulated the facts.
I'm afraid that is our time. You can continue on the next round. Ms. Atwin, please, for 5.
Well, that witness is definitely going to be able to let some steam off now. That was pretty hot in the hot seat for him. I'm not sure exactly what's gone. I honestly don't have an opinion on this. There's going to be a lot more to learn, no doubt. It feels to me like, the government overspent on a project. Not a surprise there. Other news, Trudeau and Biden are going to meet together. That's coming up shortly. What are they going to meet about? The heck that's going on in the world. And lastly, CBC was just in committee, and they about how they don't call Hamas a terrorist organization for whatever journalistic unintegrity. And in the committee, the Tate said that she was concerned for journalist safety. So I'm not going to report on that. I have enough troubles. Have a good night.